The numbers we use are in base 10, and what base 10 means is that we have a numeration system, a system of writing numbers, that each digit has its own place value, and those place values are based on numbers that are written as exponents of a base 10. So for instance, when we have 3,782, the 2 is in the 10 to the 0 place, and the 8 is in the 10 to the first place, and the 7 is in the 10 to the second power place, and the 3 is in the 10 to the third power place. 10 to the 0 is 1, 10 to the first is 10, 10 to the second is 100, 10 to the third is 1,000. So this is 3 of these thousands, and 7 of these hundreds, and 8 of these tens, which we call 80, and 2 of these ones, which we call 2. So when you write a regular, ordinary base 10 number in expanded form, you write out each of the digits times what the digit is worth. So it's 3 times 1,000, but I'm going to put times 10 to the third, plus 7 times 10 to the second. You can use a time sign or a dot, it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to use time signs. Plus 8 times 10 to the first. It is possible just to write a 10 there. Plus 2 times 10 to the 0. And it's possible to just write a 2, because times 10 to the 0 is times 1, and 2 times 1 is 2. But this is the number written in expanded form. One thing that this will help us do very soon in Chapter 4 is it'll help us work with other bases, because if you understand this about base 10, then base 7 and base 6 and base 2 are no big mysteries. So let's start moving to other bases. Our book moves us to the Babylonian system from way before Christ was born, and it's based on base 60. So it's first grouping with numbers on the right-hand side. Each one of these up here is worth 60 to the 0 power, which is 1. This is the ones place. And each one of these is worth 60 to the first power, or 60. It's the 60s place. And each one of these is worth 60 times 60, or 3,600. It's the 3,600 place. And you may think, and sort of correctly, that, well, this is ancient system, it's no longer used, blah, blah, blah. But our seconds and our minutes are based on this system. This 60 and this 3,600, this is the number of seconds in an hour. A lot of things are still holding over from the Babylonian system, but not this notation. So I adjusted the symbols a little so I could draw them. This is what I'm going to call the 10 in the Babylonian system, and this is a 1, and this is a subtraction mark. So let's take a look at a problem from the Babylonian system. Let me write down this problem. And the question is, what is this worth? And so we have the first group, and each of these are worth 1s. These are the 1s place, and we have this group, and each of these are worth 60s. Now, when there's nothing else going on, you just add stuff up. So this symbol is worth 10, and this is worth 1, so that's 11. So this is 11 times 60 plus, and this is 10 and 10, and that's 20, and that you'd think that this is 3, and so that'd be 23. But when you see this, it means the stuff coming after it's being subtracted. So instead of 20 plus 3, it's 20 take away 3, so it's going to be plus 17 times 1. 11 times 60 is 660, 17 times 1 is 17, and so we are finding out that this number written in with Babylonian numerals and pictures is 677 in our base 10 numeration system. So this is all in one group, so these are all worth 1s. We've got 10 plus 10 plus 10, that's going to be 30. But this is the subtraction symbol, and so we're subtracting 1. So it's going to be 30, take away 1, that's 29. 29 ones is 29. And so we're done. One of the problems with the Babylonian system is, how would you make number 29 times 60? Well, this is 29. Now we would want it to be moved over 1, but what do we do here? And the Babylonians didn't have any easy way of writing 0. So they would have to do something that would indicate a space here, and that's a little tricky. Let's do one more. These are worth 1s. These are worth 60s. This is 23. These 60s plus. This is 10, and this is 2, so you might think 12, but this, without this here, it would be 12. But this means 10 minus 2, so this is 8 times 1. And 1380 plus 8 is 1388. So this is 1388.